Good afternoon. My name is Larry Claimant. You know me as the founder of both Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. I'm the chairman and general counsel of Freedom Watch, and that name came from the TV show West Wing, which created a character after me in the 1990s, Harry Claypool of Freedom Watch. I was running Judicial Watch at the time, and when I left, I ran for the U.S. Senate in Florida. I was not successful. I came out and started Freedom Watch. I thought it was a name even better than Judicial Watch in that it has a broader appeal. But I'm still doing many of the same things that I did at Judicial Watch. In fact, Judicial Watch does mostly Freedom of Information Act cases now. I do heavy lifting in the courts, very complex litigation. And watch what's going to happen with regard to a university in California by the name of Berkeley. This is a university whose reputation is far left, if not communist. We remember when I was going to school at Duke University, a famous communist by the name of Angela Davis and a professor by the name of Herbert Marcuse were at that school. Well, it's continued basically to be far left ever since. And what's happened there in recent weeks, whether it was at speaking engagement for a reporter at Breitbart News, or just last weekend with regard to so-called protests over President Trump's release of tax information, and then there were pro-Trump groups there as well, there's been violence there. There's been mayhem, there's been burning things down, there's been physical assaults. People have nearly gotten killed. This weekend, some of the protesters that came to go against the Trump people were armed with guns, with knives, with everything else, and people were hurt. There are pictures on the internet of Trump supporters bleeding. We're going to be bringing a lawsuit against Berkeley. We're going to be bringing a lawsuit against people who participated in the first mayhem, the first riot that occurred when the reporter from Breitbart appeared that day. Because frankly, we need to teach Berkeley a lesson. We need to teach the California court system that they need to respond to these kinds of things. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative, liberal, or moderate, so to speak. You cannot have this in a civilized society. You can't have people beating each other in the streets like Bolsheviks. And that's what these people are up at Berkeley. They're Bolsheviks. They could easily be back, a redux back to 1917 in the Russian Revolution. That's how far left they are. So we need to meet them head on, and I challenge the court system in California. We're going to be filing in federal court up there to do what it needs to do to restore law and order to this country, because I believe that we need law and order in this country. We can have an honest civil discourse without resorting to mob tactics, and that's what we're seeing on the left these days. Stoked by former President Obama, who's off in Tahiti right now, stoked by other Hillary Clinton operatives that want to destabilize this country and destroy it so they can have their person elected in 2020. We're not into elections, but we're into the rule of law. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause. We are your Justice Department. We need to put an end to this now. God bless you. God bless America. God save America.